Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a super fun look with my new Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. This is the first time I'm using this, so I am so excited about it. These colors are so pretty and perfect for fall, so I'm really excited to be using it, and I did end up really loving all the ones that I used in this little palette, which is awesome. To start off this look, I'm going to use the Peach Tea color in the palette. It's like a very light brown, perfect for the transition, which is where I'm going to put it right above my crease. And I'm using a, I would say medium size fluffy brush, not too fluffy, but not too like small, so that I could get a nice pretty blend. As you can see, I'm putting it right above my crease. I have slightly hooded eyes where my eyelid is very small, so I don't want to put that color too low into my crease, because then when I have my eyes open you won't even be able to see it. So just be aware of what kind of eye shape you have. That way you could put your transition color where it needs to be, that way you could see it. So once I have that color on a little bit, I'm going to go in with a super big fluffy brush. Just go around those edges to make sure it's nice and blended. And then again, I'm doing the same thing on the other eye as always. As you can see with my first fluffy brush, I go in and add that color until I can see it on my eyelids. It's basically a little tiny bit darker than my skin tone, so for me it's a really pretty transition shade. So I just built it up a little bit so I can actually see it, and then just go around and blend it with that fluffier brush. So I'm using my first brush again, that medium fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into Peach Cobbler. It's a little bit of a warmer brown, it's a little tiny bit darker than Peach Tea, and I'm going to start putting that right into the same area that I put in Peach Tea. I want to build up that color and start darkening it up without it getting messy or weird. So as you can see, I'm putting it a tiny bit lower than Peach Tea, than that light brown, and that's what's going to create that gradient from super light down to darker as it goes to the lash line. So just adding that color in here in this angle, you can see that pretty color. It does have a more of a red tone to it, which is like what this whole palette is. Has lots of red and cranberry tones, which is really pretty for fall. So I'm going in and adding that color, and then with that same fluffy brush from earlier, I'm just going to go in and blend it out. So what I'm going for in this makeup is a lot of sort of a blended look. So I am going to be using my big fluffy brush a lot to blend and make sure that there are no harsh lines. So you can see right there was a little bit of a harsh line, so I'm going in and just smoothing it out with my blending brush. Then I'm using a smaller flat brush and going into the color Just Right. This one's more of a dark purpley tone. It's still a little cranberry, but a little bit more purple. And I'm going to take that and start putting that on the very outer edge of my eye, kind of dabbing it on. I did want to also mention that I am not using a primer, because I put concealer and a foundation, and then I powder my eyelids when I do my foundation routine. So I usually don't go in with a primer, so that's why you're seeing these colors a little bit lighter. If I did use a primer, they would be a little darker and more intense, but I wanted to be lighter and easier to blend. So if you have some sort of sticky base, it'll be harder to blend these colors. And if you don't, and it has a powder kind of layer before you put the eyeshadows on, I can't even think, then the colors will be much easier to blend. So just keep that in mind when you're seeing these colors look a little lighter on my eyelids. So to blend out that Just Right color, I'm using my first blending brush, which still has a little bit of the eyeshadows that I used earlier in my crease. So I'm just going in and blending those out so it's nice and smooth between the dark color and the lighter colors. So now with a super tiny little pencil brush, I'm going to take that same color Just Right, and I'm going to apply that to my lower lash line right on the outside edges. I want to darken that up and kind of mimic the same tones that I have on the upper lash line, just on the outer corner. So I'm going to build that up, and again you can see that it's much lighter than it actually looks in the palette because I have no primer on. Then I'm just going to make sure to use my fluffy brush to blend out that edge, so it's not a harsh line and it's nice and blended, because again, that is what I am going for with this look. With my favorite fluffy brush, I'm going to go into the color called Fresh Picked. It's a much more orange kind of light brown, and I'm going to use that right above my original transition shade. I just want to add more color there. So I'm really lightly just blending that up into the top of my original transition shade. And then I'm also adding a little bit of that right underneath that dark color on my lower lash line as well. I'm just going to add a little bit more of that dark purple into my lower lash line because I kind of blended out a little bit too much, and since again I don't have any primer on, it kind of disappears if you blend too much, so I try not to blend as much, and if I do, I just make sure to go in and add a little bit more of that color. So now I'm just using that flat brush to add more of that just right purple color into the outer edge of my eye and my lower lash line as well. Now I am taking a different flat brush and going into the color Peach Butter, and I'm just taking some of that and adding that to my eyelid where I have no eyeshadow on yet. I just want to brighten that up and kind of make it so it's not so dark. So I'm adding that to my lid, and then I'm going to blend that into that just right color on the outer edge of my eye. I really loved this color. It's so pretty. It has kind of like a pink undertone to it. It's a very light cream, which is very, very pretty and definitely helps to brighten up my lid. When I'm not doing a smoky eye, I like to add a light color onto my lid, again because it's so small and I want it to be like visible. So if I put something dark, it'll make it look smaller. If I put something light, then it'll kind of enhance it and make it look a little bit bigger than it actually is. So I go in and add that, and then I add more purple, and then with my fluffy brush I am just blending everything out. So I used my same fluffy brush from earlier. I wiped it a little bit on a paper towel to get rid of that additional color. I'm going into Peach Meringue, which is the lightest color in this palette, and I'm going to take that and plop that onto my brow bone area. I like to highlight that, and since this palette is all mattes, we're going to be using a matte highlight today. So I really like this color. I used it also to blend out any remaining edges of my transition shade. So since this palette does not have a shimmer shade, I'm going into my chocolate bar palette and using the large highlight shade in there, and I'm just using my finger to apply some of that into my inner corner, brighten that up. I really love this colored highlight, and I like using my fingers because it makes it a little bit more intense. So quickly I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm just using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I think this is in the color Brunette, but I'm not sure. I will have everything I use listed in the description area, so you guys can check that out if you want more information on what I am using. So here's a quick before and after of my brows. You can see it still looks pretty natural, just a little bit darker and with a more defined shape, but I still like to make them look as natural as possible so they don't look like they're painted on. And that is what I'm doing with this eyebrow as well. So before I do my eyeliner, I'm just going to curl my lashes, because when I do my liner before my lashes, I end up getting the eyeliner stuck onto the back of the eyelash curler, and then I have no eyeliner left on my eyes. So I've been doing this little trick, and it really does help. So once I have my lashes curled, then I go in with my Stila Stay All Day liquid liner, and I'm just going to do a thin line. Again, this is a trick I like to do because my eyes are small, so the smaller my line, the bigger my eye looks. So that's just another cute little tip that I like to do. And I am just doing a tiny little wing today. I kind of want the eyeshadow to be the star of the show, so I'm just doing a little bit of a flick so that my eyes do look a little bit more lifted, but again, just making sure that I am not overpowering my eyeshadow. For mascara, I'm using my favorite Maybelline Lash Stiletto in the waterproof formula. I love this mascara. It's the best drugstore mascara I've used. And you know this because I use it in every single one of my videos. So I'm just going to apply that. And I do like 3 to 4 coats. I don't let it get dry, like too dry before I apply my next coat. I kind of go back and forth until they're builded up a little bit. To open up my eyes a little more, I'm going to go in with the NYX eyeliner in white. Just put that onto my waterline. It's going to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. Another trick I like to use since I have teeny tiny eyes. And then for my lips today, I'm using this Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. Again, I'll have the name of the actual color listed below in my description. But it's a very cranberry pink kind of color. It looks a little bit lighter in this lighting, but it is a little bit darker than that in real life, and I love this. It doesn't dry down matte like a matte lipstick. It's more of like a regular lipstick that looks matte, but it's still gonna be like, you can still move it when you like smack your lips together, which is nice. It's very comfortable. It's really soft on the lips. I really like this formula. So I'm using a very mauve-y kind of blush. I'm just going to apply some of that. This one is from Tarte, and I really love this color. It's really pretty. So for these final clips here, I just put my hair down, and I'm using the brush I use for my bronzer and just kind of sweeping that all over my face with whatever leftover bronzer I had on there. I looked a little bit pale in the camera, but in real life it actually matches my skin tone pretty well. So that is it for this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a really pretty eyeshadow palette. I am very impressed. Definitely one of my new favorites, but I am never disappointed with Too Faced products. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will be back with more videos soon. So I'm posting a lot more videos over on my vlog channel, if you guys want to check that out and see why I've been away for such a long time. Go check that out. But that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and you like this look, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.